And thank you, Council Member President, for the renewal of the contract.
Congratulations.
As you alluded to earlier in the department reports, there was no code enforcement report due to that position being vacant. Mr. Church resigned effective immediately about 2.5 weeks ago. He did get another job. He had accepted another job, but upon his exit interview and conversations with him, the underlying issues that he could only be beat up so much. And when people are threatening you and you live in constant fear of what might happen just because you're doing your job, it was a little bit more than he was able to continue to cope with. So I will say this, he was enrolled in the classes that he needed to be in to become a certified building maintenance inspector. So the statements that he left because he wasn't certified are just not an accurate display of what happened with that at all. And as I said in the last community gathering, with the support of town council, we will advertise starting this week for a new code enforcement officer. We will be asking that this person be certified in building maintenance inspections, or at least be in a position to take the classes and get that certification under contract within 12 months of their employment, so that we can meet the deadlines and the requirements of the state, in that as long as they are enrolled in the classes, they have 12 months to attain that certification after they're employed. So that is the position that we're going to move forward with. Kyle will run the ad this week, and we will continue to enforce the code. It's going to be a little bit less visible now because we're having to get support from Public Works and the police department to help us identify the nuisance properties. And if anybody has nuisance properties that they would like to have reported, please send those addresses and or locations to Town Hall, and we will make sure that they get looked at and addressed. A couple of things that I want to bring to town's attention. We've been awarded a bike rack for downtown from the Friends of the Blue Ridge, and we've picked it up. It's completely free of charge. Public Works will install it. It has the I Love Clifton Forge logo on one end of it. This is to help enhance the opportunity for folks to move through town on bicycles and have a place to store those bicycles. Several localities throughout the western part of the state received these on a grant. We picked ours up last Thursday. Will be installed as soon as we get the traffic stops that we need to put in front of it, since it's going to be on the street. But that'll be a nice addition to downtown. A couple projects we've got going on. The Smith Creek Waterline project, we've been talking about this now for over a year. We have accepted the bids, opened the bids. We have an apparent low bidder on the project. The Thrasher Engineering Group is in the process of certifying the bid documents and checking to make sure that all the requirements for the bid presentation were met. They will notify us probably within the next month as to whether or not that certification is complete. Once they complete their certification of that, we will award the contract. Hopefully we will have the contract awarded by the end of June, and hope to see boots on the ground working on that project sometime around August. Construction cost and engineering cost, this is right around a $3 million project. And I do want to emphasize, as I have on several occasions, none of this project is being paid for out of money that would come out of the coffers of Clifton Forge. This is all being paid for 100% through Virginia Department of Health, ARPA money, and supplemented with some of our original ARPA money. So this has absolutely no reflection whatsoever on the figures that are reflected in tonight's budget presentation. Public Works has started sidewalk repair. They started in the west end of town along Allegheny Street. They will be moving methodically through town. Sidewalks have been neglected for a long time. We've had numerous complaints, numerous accidents. We had some money that in our street fund that we could allocate to sidewalk repair. So we've been able to allocate roughly $100,000 to sidewalk repair, and that should make a huge change in the condition of the sidewalks throughout town, both in the commercial and business districts as well as residential districts. And we just buttoned up everything last week with VDOT for the West Ridgeway Street paving project that we talked about last year that we hope to have happen. Once again, inflation struck. The cost of the materials and the asphalt and the equipment and manpower exceeded the amount of VDOT SGR funding that they could allocate to us for that project last year. VDOT reopened that project early this year. They have upped their allocation for that to roughly $985,000. That will be a paving, a milling and paving and relining and repair and replacement of necessary handicap accessible crosswalks along the route, starting at Ridgeway, at Roxbury Street and Ridgeway, and continuing all the way to the town limits at the bridge on the west end of town in front of Scott Hill. The stipulation to that is, once we put it out for bid in the next month or so, is the successful contractor has to sign an agreement that he will have it completed before June 1st of 2025, because that's how long the funding will be available. So that's going to be a huge paving project. Again, a $985,000 project, and it's going to have about $10,000 of Clifton Forge money in that. The rest of it is all VDOT money. So that will be starting soon. And then I would like to address a statement that was made last month during the public comments section of the meeting. And it has to do with the ability or lack thereof for our utility customers in the town of Clifton Forge to pay their utility bills online. And the statement was made that Clifton Forge and Covington used an online payment service for their payments called DOXO. Now, I cannot begin to speak for what Covington's policies are as far as how they accept their utility payments. I can tell you that Clifton Forge does not, nor has it ever had, an online payment option for anybody to pay their utility bills. DOXO is a third-party financial company that you can enter into an agreement with and have them pay your bills for you. You tell them what creditors you need paid, and they issue the checks directly from your checking account. So the statement that was a service that the town used, and because it takes so long for the DOXO payments to post to the customer's account, the town was potentially putting those customers in a position to be late on their water payments, or receive late charges, and possibly be put in a position to have their utilities turned off. I have heard every employee in the finance department caution the customers in town that use DOXO that it takes 7 to 10 business days for that to be posted to your account. It's their choice. If they use DOXO, it's not condoned or recommended or sanctioned by the town. It's not a part of the town services. If you go on the finance section of the town's website, which is being worked on, but it clearly lists that you have 3 ways to pay your utility bill: in person, by mail, or in the drop box in front of Town Hall. Nowhere does the town give you the option at this point in time to make an electronic or online payment for your utility bills. I just wanted to clear that up because it actually put a bad light that the town will be using a service that could potentially put our utility customers in a position that they would be charged late fees or have termination of their services. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.